Hola, hombre, ¿qué tal?
¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal?
So I always wanted to do this at one point in my life, and
Spanish or?
just a little bit. It's still one of my main goals to learn Spanish.
That's cool.
Welcome, guys. This is Robin, and I'm welcomed here today by Roman. I won't make that mistake again on pronouncing your name wrong. And today we're actually in Madrid, and I'm excited because it's one of my favorite cities to visit in Europe. I've been here many times, and our common friend Marta, has been so nice to introduce us to each other. Because I was looking actually for an opportunity to speak somebody on a public bench here in Madrid. It's the first stone public bench, but it's
Switching formats, yeah.
switching formats. Feels a bit colder in the wintertime.
It is. And it's like a complete surprise. It used to be like a regular wooden bench, but it's not anymore, so it's fun.
Yeah, before you know it, they changed the urban environment. So here today in Madrid, talking to Roman. For those who don't know what the Good Place interview series is, it's conversations with people with various backgrounds, even people that I don't know, strangers. And it's conversations about life and about whether they are in a good place, in the physicality sense of city, same as in the mental state. And we always record it in an urban environment.
Which is definitely today it used to be quiet place.
So, you also get the hustle and bustle on this podcast. And honestly, I don't mind because that's also part about living in a city.
Yeah, it's fun.
So this was a noisy introduction.
I hope the conversation turns that way.
I hope we don't get interrupted. But listen, now over to you because I would love to get to know you in this conversation. So please, Roman, introduce yourself. Roman lives in Madrid, runs various agencies and companies, is a creative spirit, and I'm all ears on what you do and why you're here. But let's kick it off with introducing yourself and how did you end up in Madrid?
Yeah, thanks so much, and for this moment, like on a Saturday, like seems like kind of difficult even to find the moment to talk about, or even to stay like sitting somewhere else. It's fine. So so it's Román. It's I'm like Galician creative spirit. It's fun like to hear it that way. So I used to I grew up in Galicia. I live surrounded by nature. I don't know, for those who don't know, Galicia, it's like an explosion of green and forest, and actually it was pretty tough when I moved to different cities because as a province guy, I I don't feel that comfortable around buildings and around cars and everything. So even though it looked like easy to me now, it was like a challenge as well. And so being a person like surrounded by the sea, surrounded by nature, by like animals and so on, it was tough when I first moved here, but it definitely was an opportunity. It was a moment to express more than what I used to express when I was a kid and so on. And I lived in different cities. I did my exchanges as a kid in Paris, and in Alkmaar, in Bergen, in the Netherlands, and after I moved to Germany to study at a European business school. Then I study in Oostwinkel, which is like the smallest spot on earth.
What's it called?
Oostwinkel. I think it's said kind of like that way.
Okay.
I'm not that a German speaker, but it was like, I don't know, like 30 minutes away from Wiesbaden,
Okay.
close to Frankfurt. So it was just students. It was just us, like but it was super into the nature as well. So I felt like in my kind of like comfort zone. And after that, I moved here to work for a American cinema company, and so everything changed, and I started like running stuff and living more like a city kind of life. And now I'm figuring out if I'm in a good place or not. So it's
So we're catching you in a good moment then.
I mean, now, yes. As I was saying before, I was telling you that after a lot of therapy, definitely I'm in a better place now. But running companies and living in such an stressful and such like, I don't know how to say, like explosive kind of environment, sometimes it doesn't make you, I mean, even realize if you're good or not. So now I'm like kind of balancing a little bit more.
Okay.
So I feel better. I feel better today. But yeah, it was tough until, I mean, the whole path until we got here. It was not easy, but it is now.
Okay. Let's get back on that in a bit. So maybe you're not yet in a good place, but you're in a better place.
Yeah, let's say I'm in a good, I'm in the best, but I'm in a good place today, I think.
Yeah. And that's also a question: is there a best?
Yeah.
Will there ever be a best? That's a very good question. So, but how long have you been here in Madrid?
So I've been living here for like about 10 years now.
Okay.
So I moved directly from Germany after studying. I moved here for this job opportunity.
Yeah.
And I have my family here as well, and like a support system group now here.
Yeah.
And I just got married like this year.
Okay,
So I live
nice.
with my wife here.
Yeah.
We're doing fine with my dog.
Yeah. I just met. Good. Yeah. Congratulations. Nice. Those are nice steps to make in life.
Yeah.
For sure. What I'm also interested in, knowing how Spain a bit like is structured. You, if you want to work in Madrid, you are a bit forced to, especially if you are very ambitious and you want to make well for yourself, you want to make a career. It's almost down to only 3 cities almost, or say 4 cities in Spain where you actually go to actually make a career, right? I mean, it's mostly Madrid, Barcelona, it's say Valencia. If you want to work in fashion, it's mostly around La Coruña.
Yeah.
How do you look at that? Because if you also work in fashion and in more the digital industry, do you have a choice then in Spain?
I mean, definitely, all this digital revolution helped us to decide where to live, or at least to have a different perspective when you decide to move to one place or another. Madrid, it's now turning like extremely exciting, and it's becoming such a relevant city in fashion or in creativity, and business wise as well. I mean, it was down to like, I mean, when we compare ourselves with Paris or with London and so on. So now I think Madrid is turning to become something huge, and I think now it's even more interesting to be here. Life balance wise, it's maybe like a nice spot as well to live, even though it's still stressful, but you have like nature close to you and so on. So I mean, in terms of having another option, I think you definitely have another options, but not that many. I mean, either you live, and I think Madrid probably even more. Barcelona still being such a creative spot as well, but Coruña, Bilbao, Valencia, and Madrid are definitely the best places to start realizing, at least to figure it out what you want to do.
Yeah, exactly. Because the larger companies are based in and around those cities, right?
Yeah, I mean, most of them, yes.
Yeah.
But for example, Galicia, like that's actually where I come from. So for me, it's still been such, and in fashion as well, not only because Inditex, but also because of other companies in some other creative profiles.
Yeah.
It's definitely like super emerging spot as well. So I feel comfortable that if I want to retire there, maybe I can work in fashion as well. But let's see.
And take it a bit slow.
Yeah.
Okay. So why did you decide to start your company in Madrid then?
I mean, honestly, I think I didn't decide it. I think it was just like an organic thing to do, and I used to work in another footwear company, and so like clients turned to call me, and it was like super organic movement. So for me, so like yeah, it was like a super easy move for me because like it was the demand actually the one that came to me, and then I didn't have to like put that much effort on selling services. So I think it was more like Madrid companies and yeah, they came to me, they came to my team and so on.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't work with that many Madrid companies. I mean,
okay.
the Madrid-based companies. I actually work with more like international ones. So Madrid is the excuse, honestly.
Okay. And then you built your creative network here, so
Yeah, definitely. But let's say I mean, Madrid, like a nice thing that I think it really helps us to for entrepreneurs and for creative profiles is that we are really linked to each other. That I don't see this thing happening in all the different cities that I work in. So Madrid really helped us to create such a hotspot for creativity and for
that's a magnet.
innovation.
Quite a magnet. Yeah.
That's true.
And how would you? Because that's also me and my curiosity is like, how would you describe life in Madrid? Like, how is it to live here in Madrid? It's very subjective answer, perhaps, but in your in your world.
I mean, I think busy is definitely how I feel it.
Busy, yeah.
I feel like I mean, there is always someone to have a beer with and someone to do like, I mean, even though it's cold, you see that the city it's always crowded, and there's always something to do, and that's beautiful.
Yeah.
But I feel also like a little bit dry because I'm really used to be close to the ocean. So it's definitely super subjective, but I think like busy and dry would be my two words to describe the city today. Okay. Yeah.
But is it easy to get around?
I think it's super easy. I mean, you go to like a bar like any moment within the day, and you meet someone, and you can actually have a close friend for the next 5 years.
Okay.
That's incredibly true. I mean,
Yeah.
that's something that it really happens, and it's not that I'm just saying. It's great how I created all my different like friend groups like by just seeing each other once. And that's something, for example, in the north is not that usual, and I think that's like a super real attribute that Madrid has. Like you can become friends with a stranger in your daily basis.
So Madrid is very social.
Yeah, it's incredibly social. Hi, and it's incredibly social, and where everyone is really linked to each other, which I think that's the good part. And I don't feel that much of a competence, and at least in the creativity environments. But yeah, you can become friends with like everyone. It's people. It's completely. I mean, it's insane actually how we create bonds so easily, so fast. That is great, and I love that.
So you have a lot of friends.
I mean, now yes, honestly, it wasn't my priority before. I used to have when I was a kid. I'm a super social person, but it turned like my job became something more relevant for me for the last, let's say, 8 years or 6-7 years, and now I'm pretty busy. Yeah, and yeah, it really turned differently from what I used to be before. Like now, I'm understanding how to balance actually more.
Yeah.
Yeah, therapy, as I told you.
Therapy, therapy gives balance. Well, I can imagine you're an entrepreneur, you're self-employed, you need to run your own business, and you have a busy social life. At least you have a lot of friends.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, still after this interview.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I can imagine that is a full. You have a girlfriend, you have a dog. That is a very full life. So what is for you then? I mean, therapy is of course just a medium or a means, but what's your tip then to keep that balance?
I mean, I don't know if I'm keeping it or at least I'm just figuring out how to. But
Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm just trying. I mean, I'm like a regular guy trying to do my best. Actually to live as happy as I can. But definitely, like creating this support system and this like 4 friends that actually help you to come along the different things that happen within your daily basic problems.
Okay, nice.
Having my family here also helps me.
Okay.
Like my sister lives here and my brother-in-law and my nephew. So I have a lot of support system. I have a lot of support system and that's probably the only way that I find that this can be manageable. Otherwise, I would be completely a disaster. I don't know if I would continue having the companies and everything. So I think definitely having a strong support system and
So every time something's up, or in trouble, or you have something that you need to deal with, then you reach out to your support network,
definitely.
and they help you and give you perspective.
And I think like I don't know if this happens internationally, but for Spanish people that we communicate all the time, that we spend the whole day talking, even though it's I mean we're saying nothing sometimes, but it's for us and at least for me it's really helpful to just talk. Even though it makes sense or not. I mean, I'm not looking even for an advice. I'm just like, I mean, the weight it's less heavy when you share it with people. So I think it's more about just like
Getting a
talking.
shoulder,
Yeah,
almost,
yeah.
yeah?
It's
Yeah.
I think it's this like to provide support, perspective, and a wine most of the time. But yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's that. I think it's more about just talking, and Madrid has a lot of bars. It's plenty of bars. So I think that's
So it's
definitely.
like, hey, I need your help. Meet me at
La Trafalgar.
7 p.m. at the bar. And
Yeah,
there
yeah,
you
yeah.
go.
No, most of the time it's around 9 because one of my best friends, she owns like a pottery company, and then she does workshops and so on. So she
Nice.
always finishes at 9. So most of the time we get the wine at 9. But yeah, that's definitely the way that I found. I don't know if it's the healthy one, but yeah.
By the way, I can also imagine that pottery also keeps your mind calm. Eh?
Yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true, and it really helps.
I've never done it, but I can imagine that.
It really helps. It's incredibly. I mean, like the piece.
Attacked by wasps.
Yeah. I mean,
Go
I
on.
think she left. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not that good with wasps.
No.
It's December.
I
It's
think
the
it was a bee.
Oh yeah. Oh okay.
So-
2nd of December. Bees in Madrid.
Yeah.
This is interesting to be so conscious about your support network, because so many people, they want to take care of themselves well, and think they can always find solutions for their own problems. And
I used to think that way actually. I mean, I think it really changed like when I found the support system. That probably it was only about my family in a very early stage of my career or my like grown up life. But I think you have to find it, and once you do, it's something that you can relate to it like most of the time. It's like I'm having a bad morning. How do you guys feel? I think that's the way that now I try to communicate as well. I mean, not only putting my I mean, it's trying to find also the optimist view or how. I mean, I'm also like kind of like about energy kind of guy, and I really enjoy like understanding like different people energies. So sometimes it's just, oh, hey, how is your energy today? So I relate to it. So that's the, yes, I think like we're, if you are connected, that's definitely something that it has to be linked in a way. So yeah.
Wow, I feel that one actually, especially about energy. Yeah. Because that's also like an exchange of energy that you have with people. Huh? That's that's also the quote that even vulnerability connects and makes that connection even stronger, and especially with that support system. I like that. It's just but it also raises some questions. Like, could you, with that kind of support network and seeing each other also in a physical space, not just in a WhatsApp group, could you then ever decide leaving Madrid for a different place?
I mean, we're always actually joking about like moving to Portugal together, everyone.
Oh, everyone.
So it's like
That's
living in
nice.
like kind of like commune.
Yeah.
We always
Create
talk
your own
about
village?
yeah. It's like to grow up kids there and actually to raise kids there. Sorry, and
Where in Portugal?
I don't know. I'm in love with Portugal in
Yeah.
every single spot. It's
Yeah.
for me, that's, if I was not living here or in a big city for like a career decision, I would definitely move to Portugal, to Troya or Setúbal, or I mean those sports are like, they seem like unrealistic. I mean, it's like they have to be. I mean, they were imagined by something, and they just show up there. It's so beautiful and so peaceful, and the ocean is so close that it's actually something that I that I miss.
Can we all join you, Roman?
I mean, I don't know the name for the commune, but but I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Oh wow, cool. It's okay. One day, guys, as part of this Good Place interview series, we're gonna go somewhere in Portugal.
Like to record a documentary there.
Exactly, to visit Roman's commune, and find all the aspects. I'm gonna stay on this trail for a second because it inspires me. And okay, it's taking us away a bit from Madrid, but who cares? It's about creating that space, that commune. What kind of factors should it have to be, be it that mindful, be it that sustainable, be it that friendship like? Have you thought about that? What kind of values would those have?
Honestly, I didn't. But and
Put you on the spot.
I mean, I'm just like trying to figure it out. But I think it has to be. I mean, I don't know about the values itself, but I think it has to be surrounded by the nature and the loss of the nature. I think like sustainability, but in like a completely circular way, and even like friendship has to be sustainable as well.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like everyone is talking about this, and it seems like completely now. I think I mean, this word just lost the meaning, but I think it has to be ruled by nature and creativity and also like honesty in terms of like just, I mean, find a way to express yourself. Try to be empathy if you can, because sometimes it's not that easy.
Yeah.
But I think that would be, for me, the main rule would be like follow the rules of the nature and do something honest. And with that, I think you have almost everything covered. I mean, at least try to.
Yeah, nice. And to make a parallel back to the reality about running a company, are there certain values that you then also find so important within your company amongst your employees?
I mean, like everything. I mean, we're a super young team. I think I'm the oldest, and I'm 32, turning 33 now. and I think we grew with these values already. So I think it's kind of difficult not to try. I mean, not to incorporate them in your daily life. But I think it's trying to be as honest as you can, trying to be as kind as you can. That's something that I try, and I try to do my best with it. I hope everyone gets it that way, but try to be nice. For me, it's what I and always try to include some humor around. And like the power is, I mean, it can be like cheesy, but it's true. The power of like being kind and to use humor to deal with stuff. I think at least that's my way.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's...
That's also taking off the pressure of things.
Yeah. No. And once you share it, it's something that it's divided. Again, it's like more... I'm not thinking about like sharing everything, because sometimes you can, but it's more about feeling capable to do. Yeah.
And also, I mean, you have a young company. You see like younger generations. How are the younger Spanish professionals? Like, how are they? Are they in a good place, you think?
I mean, they're setting their boundaries way more than what we did as a generation, because I think like we were all about just working. So they are setting their boundaries, and I think that's definitely great. I think it's beautiful that they can do it, and it's
like for example, what kind of boundary?
No, boundaries in terms of I want to do this, I want to do that, and I know that I don't want to do this because we didn't think about it that much when we were younger. So I think they kind of like know the boundaries that they want to set. Creativity,
yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah?
And in creativity is definitely like, for me, that's the thing that I learned the most from this generation. It's not about I mean how they interact with each other, and they are not thinking about like a regular kind of job. So they're thinking about having multiple disciplines that they're good at, and I think that's what I'm learning from this generation, honestly.
Okay. So there's no one job title, or there's no one box where you can fit people in.
Exactly. We were always trying to define ourselves by our job description.
yeah, exactly.
It was like, you are whatever. And
a creative director.
Yeah, you're like a banker or whatever. So now it's more about I enjoying what I'm doing. I hope this feeling is sustainable in a way that companies and brands and the governments and the academia actually helps them to keep them this way.
Yeah.
But I think the next generation, I mean, not the Gen Z, but the next one
is A, I think. Yeah.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, Alpha or something. Gen something.
So this generation is a little bit closer to millennials.
Yeah.
It's a little bit closer to our way of living. So I think they are like the perfect cocktail. I think they are like more mixed, and so you have Gen Z that maybe it's more. I mean, it was like more disrupted.
Yeah.
In terms of, I mean, in comparison with us, with the millennials. So I think Gen Alpha could be the future, like something that also mixes both stuff. I think we're gonna be in good hands, even though people really think that that we are
we are going to be in good hands.
That's probably yes. Yeah.
I mean, I have a daughter of 1.5 year old, so she's also going to be the next gen. In some ways,
like a kind of almost pandemic, right?
Just not, yeah, but just after, but still, See in what world she's gonna grow up.
Yeah,
I hope that one day she's gonna watch these interviews and then
hopefully
takes inspiration.
Hopefully, I don't know where it's gonna be left. Honestly, I don't know.
Well, you're gonna be somewhere in a commune in Portugal. That's for
hopefully,
sure.
Hopefully. I mean, I'm gonna do my best. Yeah, I'm gonna do my best to try to make this happen. But I don't know.
But if that's a goal, like if we can dream, when is that? In 10 years? Is that in 20 years? Is that next year?
Like 6 months? Nah, I'm kidding. No. It's I don't know, but like 10 years seems like a nice date for me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Gracias. People are walking around our tripod around here. It's nice. Yeah, it's good. So it's 10 more years that you have to survive in the city.
I'm not surviving. I mean, I was.
You were,
I
but
were,
now you have a support network. So that's good.
I'm kind of like trying to find this balance, and I think I'm living a little bit more now.
Mhm.
So I think that also helped me, like taking different, like incorporating some changes in my life. But it really helped me in like enjoying the city. That's the way that I want to think about. And Madrid's so full of entertainment, and it's so much fun, and I want to take all of that. It's something that I really want to enjoy, and definitely look for it. I don't know if it's gonna be 5, 10 years, but how long it's gonna last. But
Yeah. Sounds like, a lot of funness and entertainment, at least.
In
Yeah.
Madrid, it's been fun for,
Yeah.
and they're like it's every day. Like it's a city where you have to say no. It's a city where you have like I just want to play some video games and stay at home. That's actually my
Hibernation.
Yeah. It's and here as it's always sunny and it's always like kind of like a good weather.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like mandatory to leave your house. So it's about like all the time doing stuff. So that's for me the tricky part of the city.
I mean, people who know me also know that I've always been shouting that, I want to live in Madrid one day. And because I feel that same kind of energy
Yeah.
of entertainment. And even now we're in December. But of course, especially in the warmer months, it's very, very nice. It's completely different energy than Barcelona. And yeah, and I understand why people live in Barcelona. I understand why people live in Valencia. But Madrid also always has something special.
It's super welcoming. I mean, that's for me. That's the main difference than other cities that I lived in. It's like everyone can find like a nice, like a good place. Actually, everyone can find like a nice spot and a nice group and a nice environment.
Yeah.
And people is so open because no one is from Madrid. So that's what happens in Madrid.
It's like New York, but then in Spain.
It's like no one. I mean, not no one, but there is not such a huge population that their grandparents actually were from Madrid. So
Only Marta. Shout out to Marta.
yeah, and it's something that we can turn. I mean, we can discuss about it. But it's but most of the people don't really belong here from like an ancestor perspective.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like not a new city, but it's more new than others. So I think it's no one feels like that's mine as like a belonging. It's more like it's more about like that's a place that I want to enjoy. Can we enjoy it together? It's more about this than the other way around.
But would you say people would then also leave after that, after a specific time again? So there's a constant flow of new and people leaving?
I feel it that way.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel it that way. Even though I think you can live in Madrid, maybe when you turn, like I don't know, like when you turn, I don't know, 60 or something. Maybe it's not the best place to live in the city I'm in.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like for a lot of people could be, but not at least not for me. But
They move to the suburbs.
They move to the suburbs. So you also have this great option as well.
Yeah.
So you always have this. But if you miss the ocean, if you miss the sea, if you miss everything, that's something that it's gonna turn
nature.
Yeah. And if you miss that, it's difficult to continue living here.
Yeah. Yeah. And then those values, suddenly become more important, then you decide to seek for those in different places. Yeah, interesting. Roman, I think we're heading towards the end of our conversation already.
Such a pity.
We can never do a part 2, It's always possible.
It's always. I mean, we can find like a wooden bench. But
Yeah, let's. This one was perfect. Great backdrop with the facades of Madrid. For everyone watching, of course, for everyone listening, go switch to YouTube. I always tend to give like the final word to if there's something else you would like to share around a good place. Could be a piece of wisdom, could be a quote, could be inspiration. I'll let you ponder on that for 5 seconds. And
tricky,
it's tricky. For everyone watching again and listening, thank you so much for your attention. It's been wonderful to have you and take you to Madrid. It's great to have Roman here next to me. And I think I'm going to work on my support system. That's definitely one of the outtakes from this conversation. For those tuning in, you can follow, subscribe us on the various channels. Please do so. Where will we be next? I have no idea. Let's find out. Roman, one last shout to you, and over and out.
So I'm still thinking, but honestly, what helped me, I don't know if I'm okay, I don't know if I'm in a good place or not, but honestly, what helped me, it's try to work hard and be kind. So in every single way. So either smiling, either like put your humor on service to the other person, and be sensitive and feel and express your feeling. I think it's the only way that helped me to be better today. So I don't know if it's a piece of wisdom. At least that's my quote. So
It's beautiful.
express your feelings. That's definitely the only way they work for me. Thanks so much, buddy.
Gracias, Ramon.
Gracias.
And I said Ramon, I said Roman. Gracias. Hasta luego.